In today's story, there is a certain word that is important to the story. That word is gossip, which is when somebody talks about somebody else that is not there. There's everyday gossip, such as, Joe had a cold today and he didn't come to school. That kind of gossip is often printed in the newspapers. Then there's mean gossip. It might even be a lie. It may not even be true, and it causes a lot of trouble. An example of mean gossip would be, Joe was bad in school today, and the teacher sent him to the principal. The name of today's story is Dr. Zeke and His Famous Visitors. On Christmas Eve, Dr. Zeke was almost through. He had seen his last patient, and all he had to do was to just lock up. When suddenly in walked two very famous visitors, Santa Claus and one of his flying reindeer. Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas, said Santa Claus. Dr. Zeke, meet Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer. Rudolph, this is Dr. Zeke. He's a veterinarian, and he takes care of the animals of Dreamersville when they are sick. Well, Dr. Zeke saw right away what was wrong with Rudolph. His nose was not big and glowing and red. It was small and brown and dull. Santa Claus said, as you could see, there is something wrong with Rudolph's nose, and it is time for us to leave for our trip around the world to deliver toys for all the boys and girls. Rudolph asked Dr. Zeke, can you fix it? Dr. Zeke answered, I will certainly try my best. First, he listened to Rudolph's heart. Then he gently tapped on all four of Rudolph's knees. Next, he lifted Rudolph's eyelids and looked into his eyes. Said Dr. Zeke. Your eyes are a little bloodshot, Rudolph. They're a little red. And then he looked into each of Rudolph's ears. Aha! He exclaimed. I see the problem. You have earfulitis. That is an ear infection that is caused by hearing too much gossip. Oh, said Rudolph. The other reindeers are always gossiping. I have told them many times I don't want to hear it, but they just won't stop. Dr. Zeke took a large pill and gave it to Rudolph and said, chew this up carefully. This is a silencer pill, and when you are around gossip, you won't hear it. You will just see the lips moving, but you won't hear anything. This silencer pill keeps you from hearing gossip. Oh, that's great, said Rudolph. I won't ever have to listen to gossip again. Next, Dr. Zeke took what looked like a very small bicycle pump that had a short needle on the end of it, And he said to Rudolph, "You're going to feel a prick, and then your nose will fill up with air." And he placed the short needle at the base of Rudolph's nose and pumped air into it, blowing it up just like a small balloon until it was the size that it used to be. Next, he took a can of animal paint and placed it on the counter with a brush, and on the can it said fluorescent red. He painted Rudolph's nose with bright, glowing red, and Santa Claus threw his head back and laughed. "Ho, ho, ho! Rudolph, you are ready to go." Then Santa Claus asked Zeke, "Would you like to go on a ride in my sleigh with my flying reindeer when we get back after Christmas?" And Dr. Zeke said, "Yes, I would. May I take some of my animal friends with me?" And Santa Claus said, "Yes, you may." So, after Christmas on January 1, Dr. Zeke and Crazy Crow and Roxy Raccoon and Grandfather Fox and Shaggy Bear climbed into Santa Claus's sleigh next to Santa Claus. He called for his flying reindeer to rise in the air, and they rose up and circled Timberlake Valley. And Rudolph never had a problem with his nose again.